Jaxson, you guys have started 3 straight games with touchdown drives. Can you talk a little bit about your pregame preparation with Dable, whether that's coming up with a script or whatnot for however X number of plays? Like, what do you attribute getting off to such fast starts to?
Yeah, it's just something that we talk about on a daily basis, and it's such a big tone setter for each and every game. And it was something in college that when I played with Coach Kiff, like, he always elected to have the ball, and so one of the biggest things since I got into college was starting fast, and that's something that I really believe in. So just trying to push everybody to play fast and execute at a high level. Kind of early on in your first drives in games are probably some things that are out of the norm or more like scheme based of what you're seeing from a team. So you kind of see that all around the league. Like, games start out really fast and it kind of slows down because teams are able to make adjustments. But it's definitely really important for us to get out to a fast start.
When you say scheme based, you mean like based on stuff you saw on film, or like what's different about the first drive plan?
Yeah, I mean, well, each team does it. It's not out of the ordinary. Every team does it. So, you have a different game plan each week for whatever a team's doing, and that's kind of just the plan.
Jaxson, you're down receivers. You're playing quality opponents. The schedule's monsters, and yet you go into every game, it seems, with this moxie, this confidence. Could you share with us what that's all about?
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, I have a ton of confidence in everybody that's here, and we work really hard on a daily basis. We communicate at a high level, and we all have really good relationships. Obviously, there were some guys that were beat up and weren't able to go, but a lot of these guys, like, I've been getting reps with when I was on the scout team, so, and all through camp. So I feel comfortable with them out there, and they're all really good players. So I just the biggest thing for me is I have a ton of confidence and faith in my coaches to go out and play at a really high level each and every week.
How would you describe the vibe around here off that victory, and having won 2 out of 3, you're now the starter?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's we should have won the 3 in a row. It's something that I look back on, and if we don't have, we could have won that game if we had 4 turnovers, but definitely just trying to learn from those experiences, learn from the good and from the bad of each of those games, and just trying to prepare for each week. But I think that the vibe is just we're trying to set a standard in the locker room. We're trying to play tough. We're trying to win at all costs. So guys are coming to work with the right mindset.
How much do you sense it's different that that you won a couple games here, that you did beat the Eagles, if at all?
Yeah, well, winning helps. It definitely puts more smiles on people's faces, but at the same time, this is what as players, like, this is what we come to work every day to do. So we can't treat it as something that's surprising or out of the ordinary. Like, we work our tails off to be able to go and win games, and if we slouch at all in this league, you're going to get beat. So we're just trying to prepare the right way and just keep the main thing.
Jaxson, talk about this defense you're going to face Sunday. This is a very aggressive, high blitzing defense. Talk about the challenges when you look at them in film.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the sacks stand out as the first thing, and their ability to rush the passer at every down, not just third downs. So first of all, they're just coached really well, and they play really well together. They play really hard, so it's going to be a really good test for us. One that I think that we're all excited for, just because in my mind, I see them as one of the best defenses in the entire league. So, being able to just go out and compete, and they do a lot of really good things, and they're coached really well.
Jaxson, what do you think you learned the most from that first road game, if you want to try to carry over to this game, as far as just preparing for the road crowd or even this Broncos defense?
Yeah, you got to be able to weather the storm. Not everything's going to be perfect. There's going to be mistakes. There's going to be momentum shifts throughout every game, and I think for us, just trying to weather all that, and regardless of good things that are happening or bad things, being able to reset each and every play to try to put our team in the best situation.
It seemed like there was a lot of energy after that last win. How do you carry that over into this week, with it being a long week and all?
Like I said, it's just simple. It's just trying to keep it the main thing. And like I said earlier, like, we understand that if we don't come to work the right way with the same intensity, the right mindset, that we'll lose. So we have to be detailed. We have to be committed. and persistent in our study habits and being able to prepare for each game.
I think something that stood out on Thursday is how comfortable you looked running the offense. Can you talk about just like the evolution of that, about fitting it to what your strengths and your likes are?
Yeah, I think that it's not even as much just me. It's just the guys that we have on this team, and I think for a little bit we were trying to find like a consistent identity, and I think that we're not there yet, but we're trying to get that part down, and we got a lot of good guys, so just trying to as a quarterback just be able to put the ball in their hands, get the ball out of my hands early, and let them make plays for me, and definitely just get our O-line going.
How much ownership have you taken of like what the offense actually looks like, what you're running, and fitting into your skill set or what you're comfortable with?
Yeah, I'm very vocal on the things that I feel comfortable with, and then at the same time, I'm very open-minded to trying new things as well. So these reps in practice are huge. Being able to stay after and just get walkthroughs and some throws on air with the guys, but I think that I'm just trying to play efficient, play comfortable, and just try to be as efficient as I can within the offense.
What do you want that identity to be that you mentioned? You're trying to develop an identity. What do you want it to be?
I think for us, I think it needs to start at the line of scrimmage. It has to start with our effort, how hard we play on every down. Regardless if things are going good or going bad, if we're up by double digits, down by double digits, like the mentality has to stay the same. And that's things that we're just trying to talk about in the locker room. We want to play tough as a team. So I think that on offense and defense, we're just trying to do our best to get that done.
Does anything intimidate you? Does anything make you nervous? Does anything keep you up at night?
Well, this week we got a really good defense to go against, so that's what's keeping me up and trying to just prepare as much as I can.
Speaking of the line of scrimmage, what's it been like working with Andrew Thomas? Just how have you seen him just kind of help make this transition to a lot easier?
Yeah, I mean, big shout out to AT. Like the level that he's been able to play at without getting really any reps in camp and really just kind of being thrown in there. Just shows what kind of player he is. He may not be comfortable all the time just because of his reps, but he gives it all that he got, and I know that the left side of my line in that position, I know that I can trust him, and his leadership's been contagious, so it's been great to have him back.
You said you can trust the left side more. Just what is that like for you, confidence-wise, just having that trust in Andrew there, knowing he's a wall basically?
Yeah, well, I see him as one of the, or if not the best tackle in the league. So that's just the confidence that I have in him, and I know that he's going to go out and ball it each and every week.
Jaxson, speaking of your offensive line, there's a possibility you might have a new starting center if JMS can't go. How big of an adjustment is that for you?
Maybe there's a few things, but quite honestly, I probably had more reps with Schlody than I have with JMS, just through camp, through preseason, and I have a lot of confidence in all the guys up there. I feel like we have a ton of depth up front and guys who can play at a really high level and play well together. So obviously, we're definitely hoping to get JMS back, but at the same time, I know that whatever the role is and whoever's out there, I got a lot of confidence in those guys.
Are the adjustments nonverbal, verbal? What exactly are you picking up?
I mean, it's just the next man up. That's it.
Jaxson, last one. Dable was pretty open last year about giving neighbors some say in play calling and even personnel to a degree. I'm wondering if you felt that from him in both regards, play calling, and then also little Jordan Humphrey was up. You guys seem to have a good connection in the preseason. Juice Wells is back. Obviously, you have a good connection with him. I'm wondering if you felt that empowerment.
I mean, first of all, it's just cool to be in an organization where everybody can cooperate and communicate with one another, and that's something that I'm really thankful for. Just being here. So, I mean, me and Dave have conversations all day, every day about kind of how he sees things, how I see things. So there's definitely a lot of communication.